Hey everyone, it's Liam from Solitude here. Thanks for coming back to my channel again. I haven't uploaded for a little while and I wanted to just do a quick one today. I haven't even plugged in my microphone. I haven't turned on my nice pretty lights in the background. I thought I'd just kind of click record and just do like kind of a bootleg video here to just talk about how I hit 2,000 subscribers. I just want to thank everyone who's subscribed and has watched any of my videos and followed me along the way. 2,000 subscribers probably doesn't seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things if you click on YouTube a lot, but for me it's a big achievement. I've been really working towards getting more and more subscribers over the past year or so, and 2,000 was just that next goal, and I'm really hoping that I can hit 5,000 next. That's my next goal. I feel like if I hit 5K, that would really kind of start like setting me towards what I really want to do with this channel. And then anything over 10K would be, that would honestly be the dream. I would be so happy if my channel had at least 10K subscribers. I feel like I could really start doing some stuff with it then and start trying to get my knowledge of Australian music kind of out there a bit more, start creating a bit more of a platform for music that I think is good to talk about, that's from Australia, which is ultimately what I really like doing, and what I want to do on this channel is talk about music from Australia that I think is good. So yeah, it's a really cool thing to happen, and I just wanted to make this quick video. I was just going to talk a little bit about as well why I haven't posted for a little bit. I've been pretty busy posting this year and trying to get as many videos out as I could. I've got a busy life. I work full time and a family, so this is very much just kind of like a hobby on the side at the moment. But yeah, I've been trying to kind of post maybe about once a month at least, maybe a couple of videos a month if I can squeeze them in. But it's been a couple of months since I posted one. The last one was Eskimo Joe, which I actually thought was probably one of my best videos about a band. It didn't really take off as much as I hoped it would. I guess Eskimo Joe doesn't really have that sort of like following going around right now where people are just clicking on it or searching Eskimo Joe, but I think the video is really good. If you ask me, it's pretty all-encompassing. I researched it really hard, but yeah, I haven't put a video out for a little bit because I'm actually working a lot on another hobby of mine, which is making my own music. So I have a band that I play in here in my hometown in Perth, and we've just recorded some music, and I'm kind of working on getting it recorded mostly in my bedroom. I do a lot in my bedroom, and getting it mixed and stuff like that. So I've been really busy with that, and prioritizing my hobby time with that at the moment. But then after that's all done, I'm looking to get back into putting some videos out and really trying to focus on getting a lot more out, probably in the new year too. I'm hoping to have my songs for my band all recorded, so hopefully by the end of this year. And then once January comes around, I'm really gonna try and pump out heaps of videos. I've got some ideas that I thought I'd share with you. I just write them on my phone, and I keep all any idea of a video that pops up, I just go onto my list on my phone and chuck it on there. I'll give you some, give you a taste of some things that I might be working on soon. So I want to make some videos that are going to help me kind of grow the channel, as well as some kind of like passion project videos too. The videos that help grow the channel, I think really are like the list ones, if I'm being honest. My video that's top 30 Australian songs of all time is just going so strong. It gets so many views all the time. It gets a lot of people doing reaction videos to it now. Like you get American people doing like a reaction to Australian things, or their channel will be dedicated to reacting to Australian things, and they're often used by video for that. So that's probably happened like 10 times at least now. And yeah, the video's got 100,000 plus views. Get a lot of negative comments on it, which is kind of annoying, but you know, that's just how it is when that video gets that big. But yeah, I want to make some more kind of videos like that. So I'm looking at making some like list videos of the biggest bands, or like the top 10 bands from Australia from each decade. I'm probably going to go 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. That's where my knowledge of Australian music is at its best. I'm working on one-hit wonders, Australian one-hit wonders, like maybe like top 10 Australian one-hit wonders or 10 Australian one-hit wonders. I think that'll be fun. What else have I got for lists? Most controversial Australian bands, like maybe 10 most controversial. Sometimes putting the word controversial in a YouTube video can kind of help it get some more clout and push in the algorithm. So I'm thinking that one. Here's another one that I was thinking kind of like that too. The worst Australian songs, maybe like the top 10 worst Australian songs of all time. Would kind of be tongue-in-cheek, but I was thinking it might, you know, get a little bit more attention on YouTube, because people kind of get a little bit like triggered by stuff like that, or they think like, oh, the worst, what could that be? And it's like kind of rage bait or fail bait sort of stuff. That's what I was thinking for kind of like growth videos. So I'm not, to be honest, I'm not super passionate about making those sorts of videos, but they will help grow the channel and they'll be fun. But I'm looking at making some more sort of video essays. I really enjoy that. I really like dissecting like what's going on in Australian music and what I think will happen or might happen, as well as like video essays about specific artists or singers or bands. I'm planning on making a lot more of those, and I'm hoping that I get some that do really well. So here's some, for example, that I've been thinking about doing. So I was thinking about making potentially some videos about like the show Spicks and Specks and how big it was in Australia in the 2000s, and how it was like very big in the music community, as well as Rock Quiz. Maybe talk about Rock Quiz too, same sort of thing as a TV show. I was thinking about maybe diving into Like a Version a little bit more, the Triple J YouTube show, and talk about why it's so big, how it worked, history of it, that sort of thing. I've been really wanting to make a video about this topic. Where have all the Australian music identities and presenters gone? Which is kind of like a big motivator of me making this channel. Because I think a lot about this, like, you know, back in the day, it felt like, you know, in the 2000s, kind of like music identity people, Australian music journalists and identities were everywhere. But I just don't feel like we see any of them anymore. And I think that's kind of because TV and radio is dying, and no one has really stepped up on the internet yet, and it's kind of like a big reason why I've decided to make this channel. So I want to kind of talk about that a little bit. What else have we got? Some bands that I've been thinking about making videos for are the Smith Street Band. I think they've got an interesting history. I was thinking about going into a little bit more depth on a Spacey Jane video. Again, I've made a Spacey Jane video before, but I kind of didn't necessarily talk specifically about them, and I kind of used them as a yardstick for a video about like how to become famous. I was thinking about making a video about the Cat Empire, who are a favourite Australian band of mine. Who else have I got? I'm thinking the Chats, maybe, pretty interesting. Crowded House, I really like that band and their story. DMAs, Grinspoon, Gyroscope, Hilltop Hoods, some of those sorts of bands and artists I'm thinking about making some essays about. I made this one video a while back about the kind of like 2000s indie rock from Australia and how it kind of failed, talking about bands like The Vines, Jet, Wolfmother. I was thinking about going in more depth specifically on each of those artists and making specific videos. King Giz, thinking about making a video about them. Living End, Luca Brasi, Middle Kids, some of my favorite bands from Australia going around right now, and from the 2000s and 90s. Some solo artists too. I really want to focus on some solo artists next year as well. I'm thinking Vance Joy, very interesting story if you look into that. Genesis Owusu, I'm really digging him. I want to talk about him a bit. Matt Corby, he's got a really interesting story too. I want to talk about him. Birds of Tokyo, UMI, Jebediah, list goes on. Those sorts of bands. I was also thinking about making some like specific videos on songs again. I made two a few months back about what did I do? I did These Days by Powderfinger and Straight Lines by Silverchair. And I was thinking about doing that again where I'd focus on a specific song. I had in mind Booster Seat by Spacey Jane. And I also had in mind Covered in Chrome, maybe going a little bit more depth on that one, Violent Soho. Berlin Chair, I thought it'd be cool to go in depth on that one. Sweet Disposition by the Temper Trap, very interesting story behind that one too. Yeah, and that's kind of the Aussie stuff that I was looking at. I was also thinking of branching out a little bit as well to some international stuff. I did make a video about Sam Fender, like a 1 minute one, about a year or so ago. And I thought I'd love to make a more in-depth one about him because I love what he's doing right now. I think he's one of the best musicians in the world right now. Who else? I'm a big Turnover fan. I don't know if I've ever spoken about that, but Turnover is one of my favorite bands. And I think they have a kind of interesting story, especially about the album Peripheral Vision. I was thinking of making a video about them or that album. And getting into that. A few other things as well, like other bands that I get into who aren't Australian. I thought it might be cool to make a video about them too. You might see them pop up throughout the year. But yeah, that's kind of like all the stuff that I've been thinking about making. So if you've made it to the end of this video and any of those ideas kind of tickle your fancy or you really want to see them, maybe just drop a comment and say, I'd really like to see that one. Because if I get people telling me that's what they want to see, it will incentivize me to focus on those ones first. I don't really have a plan for all those ideas of which ones I'm going to make first. I probably will get the list ones out of the way to start the year off fresh, and then I will start to decide which video essays I want to work on next. So yeah, thanks again, 2,000 subscribers. It's been awesome to come along this journey with everyone who's clicked and watched. And I hope to see you again on some of my videos moving forward next year when I start pumping them out again. Thanks everyone. Bye.